It will go deeper, it will go further, but it's a very, very serious scenario right now.
This is Jonathan Aguilar, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by journalist Gareth A Davies. Gareth, I saw you at the press conference yesterday, and since then, so much has happened in boxing. Let's start with what I'm sure you would have seen overnight, which is Ryan Garcia testing positive for the banned substance Ostarine. Dan Rafael was first to report it. Apparently, it was in a urine test on the 19th, and then in a post-fight test. Yeah, what was your reaction? I'm sure you would have woken up to it like most of us here in the UK.
Well, it's shock and horror, isn't it? You know, after celebrating his triumph against Devin Haney, in which Haney was the favourite and Ryan Garcia what seemed to be not well going into the contest and yet produced an amazing performance to knock him down 3 times and kind of own his soul in the fight, if you like, in a brilliant night. For boxing, suddenly here we are facing ignominy again in the sports with, you know, one of its very, very big names. I mean, he became a sensation after that victory, one of the biggest names in the sports, if not the face of boxing for now in America, is suddenly pinioned with the fact that he, whatever he did, miscalculatedly or deliberately, and he's proclaiming his innocence in multiple videos overnight, had Ostarine in his system. Now, whether the testing system from voluntary anti-doping agency is wrong or not, I don't know. He's proclaiming, as I say, his innocence, and he's got 10 days to request the B sample. Very, very shocked. It's a shock and horror morning, Jonathan, if you're involved in boxing, because it's like a black eye on the sport, or worse than a black eye. It's like horrible body shots crippling the sport.
Yeah, I was looking at researching a bit into Ostarine, and apparently it tells muscles to grow. It essentially builds muscle mass. Are you aware, just for the fans, who might not even know what this drug is, a bit more about it?
Yeah, I mean, it was banned in, excuse me, like you say, it creates lean muscle mass in men. Excuse me. It's also used in the treatment of, largely used today in the treatment of breast cancer in women, to alleviate and to help get rid of breast cancer, and I think create tissue growth for women as well. In men, it creates lean muscle mass. Well, ironically, that's what Ryan Garcia is all about, isn't he? He's a very lean mass of muscle, and we see that with his speed and his tenacity when he fights. As I say, it was banned in 2008 by the World Anti-Doping Agency, which means that it's universally banned in sports, whatever sport it is. And as you and I both know, in our sport, in fight sports, in the combat sports world, when you take a performance enhancing drug, which is what it is, it's a PED of this nature. It is enhancing the weapon that you use against an opponent, be it a woman against a woman, a man against a man. So Ryan Garcia, whether he's done it inadvertently or not, has got something to prove here. He's proclaiming his innocence on those videos without saying he's going to do anything about it. Golden Boy, his promoter, put out a statement saying they're investigating it. It will go deeper, it will go further, but it's a very, very serious scenario right now.
And in terms of Devin Haney, what do you think he'll be thinking, when he heard the news?
Well, I fought a guy who felt like the iron brick, a brick man of iron, I mean, an iron or a brick man. I mean, I think he's going to be feeling very hard done by. The fact that substance was in his system the day before and the day of the test is going to make him feel rotten, like he's been cheated. I think there's a statement from Haney I've written down here saying that it puts the fight in a completely different light. I think they'll be looking to push the scenario and get the fight annulled if they can, which it may well be done, which may well be done by the New York State Athletic Commission. They've got powers to do that. But for Garcia, though, he's facing if it's proven correct, he could face a 4-year ban. You know, he deliberately didn't make weight, or he says he couldn't make the weight, but he was 3.2 pounds over, and with a steroid in his system as well. I mean, it's heinous. If he's proven to have cheated deliberately, it's heinous. And I don't wish this on the young man, but just a reminder that we are involved in an inherently dangerous sport in which you can legally be killed in the ring, and we don't want to see that with anyone, but we don't want to see people being irreparably damaged with banned substances in their system that have enhanced who they are physically.
Gareth, I know we're a bit pressed for time, so I'll just move on to the other big news, which we were watching the press conference. I don't know if you're watching it live, but
I don't know if you're aware, by the way, just finally
yeah.
on that, before because I think it's an important thing.
Yeah.
There are unconfirmed reports of another substance in his system as well. So I think that's probably yet to come out as well. It's norandrosterone, 19 norandrosterone, apparently screened positive for it. And this testing was done by the voluntary anti-doping agency, all of this, by the way.
Yeah, that was an important point to make. I think that was that from the that was from the April 19th test as well. So yeah, as you say, probably more to come out. Gareth, just wanted to ask you about the press conference yesterday in Las Vegas. Canelo and Munguia was mainly dominated, excuse me, by the beef between De La Hoya and Canelo. What I mean, are you that surprised? I mean, they've been going back and forth in the media for months, but I guess we haven't seen that in a long time. And Canelo almost stepped towards De La Hoya saying, let's have it on site kind of thing. But yeah, what was your reaction?
Well, it was amazing to see it. I mean, obviously we've seen Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya at it. Now we've got Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya at it. I think Oscar wound him up a little bit by saying, "Put some fucking respect on my name, Canelo. I helped build you," which is true. But then Canelo's got this beef with Oscar De La Hoya over money. And accused him of being a cabron, a wanker, a thief, that he steals money from his fighters. Excuse me. So it was very dramatic. And as you say, kind of the chair went back and up he got and over towards Oscar De La Hoya, and the two older security guys, personal bodyguards that look after them, stepped in between them to make sure it didn't go any further. But I think we're going to get somebody crowing on Sunday morning our time, when it'll either be Oscar De La Hoya if Jaime Munguia wins, or Canelo if he defeats Munguia. I've got Canelo as a marginal favourite in this. I think it's a good fight. Nice to see the size of Munguia next to Canelo. He's a big guy. His father was a heavyweight, by the way. So that's why he's a heavy hitter, and he's quite big boned. It's something that a lot of people forget about Munguia, that his dad was an amateur heavyweight. So he's a big guy, and he looked big there next to Canelo. I think it's going to be a really good contest. I can't wait to see it. But yeah, that beef between those two is certainly going to send the pay-per-view numbers up.
Absolutely. Gareth, appreciate your time. Anything you want to add about anything in boxing right now? Any fights you're looking forward to? Anything you want to add?
Well, the down is what's happened with Ryan Garcia overnight. The revelation that this VADA test has produced this positive for Ostarine. But you know, from Saturday onwards, and here we are on Thursday, we've got 4 weeks of undisputed title fights. 4 of them. 6 of the 8 are undefeated. You know, the fact we've got Canelo and Munguia on Saturday night, Cinco de Mayo weekend in Las Vegas. And then on Monday, we've got Luis Nery fighting Naoya Inoue in Japan. Canelo's lost a couple to Mayweather and Bivol. Nery's lost 1. But then we've got Fury and Usyk both undefeated, undisputed. Light heavyweight undisputed, June the 1st. 6 of those 8 guys undefeated. I mean, it's an extraordinary time in boxing, and it's a travesty and a tragedy that we get these kind of things happening which are wrong for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely, Gareth. Well, Gareth, as I say, appreciate you coming on, and I will see you soon. Take care.
Cheers, Jonathan. My pleasure as always. Cheers.
Cheers,